Good evening and welcome to the 10 o'clock news. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. When will this political bickering end as far as the Delhi elections are concerned? We thought it would end with the end of campaigning, but that hasn't been the case. We have been telling ourselves that all that you heard during the election campaigning was gun, goli, gaddar, traitor, terrorist, Shaheen Bagh. Then you had the EVM controversy thrown in, and then Rahul Gandhi's Danda politics. On cue, the Prime Minister and the Bharatiya Janata Party have converted this criticism into a political opportunity, something that they did in the case of Chaukidar, something that they've done in the case of Chaiwala. They've done it again. So is this political immaturity on the part of Rahul Gandhi, knowing fully well what the BJP will do with this? Is Rahul Gandhi's Danda going to be Narendra Modi's electoral lathi in the Delhi elections? That's the question that we are going to ask. Let me quickly introduce all our guests this evening on this short discussion that we are having at this moment. Tehseen Poonawala is a political analyst. Views lean towards the Congress party. Sudhindra Kulkarni is an author and a columnist. Deshratan Nigam, political analyst. Views lean towards the right, towards the BJP. Brajesh Kalappa, spokesperson of the Congress party. Mamta Kale, leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Thank you so much, all of you all, for joining us. Let me first begin with Tehseen. Tehseen, good evening. How do you respond to the criticism that is going to stick with Rahul Gandhi, that when you know that here you are dealing with an opponent who converts every little criticism into an opportunity, why hand him over an issue? What was the need
Thank you
of
for
doing
having me
this?
on the show, sir. Thank you for having me on the show, Sanket, and I'll make my points very brief and quickly. Our current Honorable Prime Minister is the only Prime Minister in the history of independent India to have his speeches expunged, not from one, words expunged, not from one, not twice, but 3 times from Parliament, including the latest today, 3 times. No other Prime Minister in the history of independent India holds this dubious record. The fact that the Prime Minister said okay, you can identify writers by their clothes speaks volume to what level he's taken the discourse down to. Now coming to Rahul Gandhi. Should he have said that or no can be a matter of debate. But you please answer one question. Today, the Prime Minister says he will strengthen his back by doing Surya Namaskar. The back of my economy is broken. I don't have jobs. Citizens of my country don't have jobs. We're going through the worst nightmare. And this man is only talking Hindu, Muslim, Pakistan. He's led us to a road of frustration. That words could be debated. But the Prime Minister avoids everything and is indulging in melodrama. And that needs to be called out. And
Correct.
if someone's calling out the nonsense, I kudos to it. Kudos to it.
No,
He's
kudos
calling out
and
the
all
nonsense.
is fine. If you
The
want to
debate
call
must
out
be
one,
on the economy.
if you want to
The
call out
debate must be
quote
on the
unquote
economy.
nonsense, if you want to call out the quote unquote nonsense, then in that case, don't engage in the nonsense. You stay on your agenda. You stay with your questions. What was the need? You know, internally,
today,
many leaders of the Congress party feel that this is nothing but an
brief.
act of immaturity. It's an immature statement.
I don't know who are these leaders in the Congress party you're talking to, but let me be very brief on that. You were saying that stick on the agenda. Today, Rahul Gandhi's question was on aims. Harsh Vardhan went to a matter that was outside the jurisdiction of Parliament, that did not happen in Parliament. They are diverting the issue. It's leading to frustration. Today we don't have jobs. The unemployment is at a 45-year-old high. That's NDTV report, not a Deen Dayal Upadhyay WhatsApp report. So how do we get this man, pin him down, to stop talking about Shamshan Kabristan, to stop talking about clothes people wear, to stop talking about the dirt about pressing button so Shaheen Bagh gets a shot, but to talk about the economy.
Let's do one thing. Yes, Tehseen, I got your point. Let's do one thing. Let's get in all the opening comments and then we'll proceed to the debate. Sudhindra Kulkarni, what do you make of this statement?
You know, the campaign for the Delhi election has been one of the worst in the electoral history of India. And almost all the blame goes to the BJP. What the BJP leaders have spoken is extremely hurtful to India's democracy. However, in response, the former Congress president and who is most likely going to be the future president of the Congress again, Rahul Gandhi, scored a self-goal by speaking in a most graceless and indefensible manner against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The language he used simply cannot be defended, and that too coming from a former president of the Congress party. You know, it's so tasteless that I do not even want to repeat the words that Rahul Gandhi used for Narendra Modi. But whatever political, ideological differences one may have with the Prime Minister, its expression, Rahul Gandhi's expression of his criticism was most unbecoming.
So you feel that this is a self-goal?
It has really, not only lowered the Congress party's dignity, but Rahul Gandhi's own dignity, and he should not commit such mistakes again and again.
Okay, so you call this a self-goal, you call this a mistake, and you feel that this should not be done again, particularly when you have an opponent who has used personal criticism as a tool, as an empowering tool in his favor. It has happened in 2014, it has happened in 2017 Gujarat elections, it has happened in 2019 with the Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign, and then I don't know whether it will happen again or not. Deshratan Nigam, as well as I believe we've got Mamta Kale. Let's see if we have Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh Kalappa is also with us. Deshratan as well as Mamta Kale, I'm going to come to you because I want to understand what the Congress thinks about this. Mr. Brajesh Kalappa, good evening. Would you think that this is a statement born out of immaturity? There are many, and I'm telling you, the many leaders in the Congress party who feel that the statement, the manner in which it was delivered, was immature.
No, actually, I think first thing is that insofar as the job situation is concerned, repeatedly that we have been reminding the BJP that there is a serious situation, right? And the least one would have expected that during the budget, there would have been some response to that. There would have been some relief in the matter, some way of alleviating the job situation. And job situation is affecting a lot of people.
I agree.
I think, so I think, Sanket, unless you say something in a way in which it touches a person.
No. One moment. I would like to stop you here, Mr. Brajesh Kalappa. So you're saying that in order to be a good communicator on issues like unemployment and to drag the attention of the government on a crucial issue like unemployment, statements and utterances like the youth will hit you with Danda is a requirement and a prerequisite. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that this is colloquially said, and this was during an election campaign, and during an election campaign a lot of things are said.
No, but you have also accused the BJP of Jumla. When you say colloquially, it's another word for Jumla.
No, Jumla, we have not made false promises. False promises is something which the electorate will believe in. That's a Jumla. And Jumla is something which the BJP has done and gotten away with it. But I'm saying that, this was an electoral gathering. This was not in parliament. There was no gravitas attached to it. This was in a manner of speaking that, look, this is a kind of situation, and
I don't understand what you mean by there was no gravitas attached to an election speech. I believe that this is your constant criticism against the BJP, that their election speeches lack gravitas, and now you are saying that there is no gravitas attached to Rahul Gandhi's election speech. And then was there great gravitas in what the Congress MPs did, jumping into the well of the House, almost heckling sitting ministers?
No, but I think that there is enough reason which was given, and even our MPs have been challenging the government to say that why don't you bring the CCTV records out? So, but are you not going to make a comment about what the Prime Minister said?
Sure.
It's an extremely distasteful comment, and this is not the first time that he's had his words expunged. Probably the first Prime Minister to have had his words in Parliament expunged.
No, there have been previous instances also of Prime Minister's words being expunged.
No, I'm sorry. You give me the instances. Give me the instances. If you're going to hold a brief for the Prime Minister, then give me the instances.
No, what do you mean hold a brief? What do you mean? Now, is it a crime to ask a question, Mr. Kalappa?
Why are you saying that Prime Minister's words have been expunged? No Prime Minister's words have been expunged.
Okay.
Unless you have instances, give me the instances.
One moment. Deshratan Nigam as well as Mamta Kale. Deshratan, Mamta Kali, let's begin with you. You're the official representative of the BJP. Would you like to respond to this?
See, first of all, I was not able to hear everything clearly, but I heard someone speaking about the history of the parliament. Let me remind them of the behavior of Rahul Gandhi also. His behavior is completely irrational. Once he got up and went and hugged the Honorable Prime Minister Zabardasti. Then, during the 2019 elections, he constantly called the Prime Minister of India chor hai, for which he had to apologize later on. And now we hear him use such a language, and there is a saying in Hindi, Sanket, ki aapka vyavhar aapka parichay hota hai, which means that you behave based on the values and upbringing you got from your home. So I am not shocked and surprised by the kind of a language he used for the Prime Minister of India. Isko marenge, ye jab iske ghar se bahar niklega. I am pretty sure that this is how he would be speaking to his parent, his mother at home. He would be speaking about on Shri Rajiv
this is
ji
your
or
assessment.
Srimati Indra ji.
I'm not going to get into all of this.
This is what.
Then questions will be asked of BJP leaders also. Calling an entire community, Pakistan.
In the Congress party like this, Sanket.
One moment.
Because he has no respect
please don't get me started on the hate speech of BJP leaders or the manner in which BJP leaders speak. Sudhir Kulkarni just referred to it. See, let us. You're questioning Rahul Gandhi for his etiquette and manners when there are just so many chinks in your armor.
I'm questioning Rahul Gandhi for his upbringing and the values he got from his family.
But then the same criticism will hold against the BJP also.
Between the
What sort of upbringing and value is there when you call India Pakistan match?
How you behave.
When you call Shaheen Bagh traitors, rapists, when you call Arvind Kejriwal terrorist? I mean, is this great upbringing?
And is it okay Arvind Kejriwal calling the Honorable Prime Minister of India Deshdrohi? Is that okay?
Well, I don't know. Can I tell you something?
Is that okay that the young kids are being
indoctrinated? The one thing that I would like to say, one moment,
and make them chant
the one point that I would like to mention over here is that Rahul Gandhi's core issue, and many in the Congress would want to tell me that don't miss the woods for the trees. One moment. The core issue over here was unemployment, questioning the government on unemployment. Spot on, do it, it's important. Everybody does it. We question the government on its unemployment record. One moment. But the manner in which it was done, in the words of Mr. Sudhindra Kulkarni, was unclassy, was crass, was bad. Those words cannot be repeated.
See, you are absolutely right. If he had asked, Rahul Gandhi had asked a direct question on unemployment, we would have told him about Mudra Yojana and 21 crore loans, and that is why the people are not on the streets, because of the self-employment. AMIE report says that earlier 36 people were looking for jobs, now 32% people are looking for jobs. So therefore 4% people have got self-employed. That is why there is no agitation on the ground so far as unemployment is concerned. What agitation today you are seeing today is take back CAA. So I think when you commit mistakes after mistakes, wink in parliament, then apologize for Supreme Court, then it becomes your character and style. So many mistakes one after the other, then you get identified with this kind of a behavior. So that is what is happening exactly with Rahul Gandhi. I'm not saying whether he is like that or not, but he has projected himself by his repeated mistake as a particular kind of a leader. And that is there where people don't take you very seriously.
No, what particular kind of leader?
See, a person who keeps on calling Chaukidar chor hai, the kind of language he used about Prime Minister Danda, then the kind of, things he said and then backtracked and apologized.
Again, language is not, one moment, Mr. Deshratan Nigam, language is not one department where the BJP particularly excels. They don't hold great proficiency as far as...
No.
Sanket, what are you talking? Do you approve of such a language?
No, I don't.
By a national
I do not. But the point is that let the BJP not give a lecture on what good language is. That's my only limited point.
No. Sanket, let me make one more point. He openly threatened the Prime Minister of India.
Sanket, can I be allowed to rebut?
One moment,
I along with your youth wing, lynch you after 6 months. I mean, he's threatening, or he's telling that the Prime Minister of India will be lynched.
If somebody can speak over,
Is that what he's suggesting? And people are advocating and supporting his such a statement?
I have something to say also.
I mean, what's wrong
Rajesh,
with
one
us?
moment. I'll
How
come to
can
you.
we stoop down to this
Rajesh,
level?
one moment.
Politics.
Tehseen now. Tehseen and then Brajesh.
I mean, we
Mamta,
all
one
are the belong.
Tehseen
we
has
all
been waiting.
belong to a
One moment,
political
Mamta,
party,
yeah.
but this is no way of behaving.
Tehseen Poonawala.
Sanket, I've been very respectful. I've heard everyone out. I hope the same courtesy is extended to me.
Sure.
I'll be very brief. I heard one of my co-panelists say that it shows the values and upbringing of a person for the kind of language that's used. What is the value and upbringing of a person who calls somebody's deceased wife 50 crore girlfriend, or calls Sonia Gandhi Jersey cow, or calls Rahul Gandhi Italian bachra, or calls people in a refugees bachche paida karne ki factory? We know who we are talking about.
And is it okay
Number
to
two,
call the Prime Minister
one by one.
Is it
Mamta,
okay
one
to
by
call
one.
the Prime Minister
Mamta, one by one.
Is it
I will
okay
leave
to
one
you.
by
call
one. We
Prime
won't be
Minister
able to discuss.
This is unfair.
We won't be able to discuss like this.
This is
One by
unfair,
one,
Sanket.
please.
Thank you.
Tehseen, quickly.
Prime Minister I was speaking quickly. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh cried on the floor of the House, and he cried, and the remarks had to be expunged when Prime Minister Modi said, "Ye bathroom mein raincoat pehen kar na aate." Whose upbringing? What upbringing is that? You talk about respect for Prime Minister, and I will end my last point by saying that whether Rahul should have said something or no is
Tehseen ji,
debatable.
the upbringing
But the
of
fact
Congress
of the
party
matter
has
is,
been
this is unfair, Sanket.
even
One
Sanket,
moment.
this is unfair. You cannot allow
Mamta,
this.
one moment,
Where
please.
these
Brijesh Kalappa, very
parliamentarians
quickly now.
almost
Brijesh.
lynched
Mamta, no,
Dr.
please,
Sanket,
no
I
cross
have
talk.
my last point, yeah. She just takes a. This is very unfair.
This is
Sanket.
not a platform
I
for
just have
cross
one last
talk,
point to
please.
make. I'm
Very
going to
quickly,
end it.
Tehseen, conclude.
Exactly. I just very quickly conclude. What Rahul Gandhi said was hypothetical in the future. What Yogi Adityanath said, agar boli nahi to goli maroge, and is a repeat offender, bullets were fired. What Anurag Thakur said. Throw them in jail. Throw them today in jail. I will say Rahul Gandhi is wrong. Throw them in jail. Say right now Anurag and Yogi Adityanath are wrong. I dare them.
Okay. Brijesh.
Yeah.
Brajesh, do you
Sir,
think
sir,
that this will the BJP be able to reap political dividend out of this? I mean, they have been successful in the past. And now I'll ask this question of all our panelists.
No, Sanket, I don't think, first thing is that Mr. Narendra Modi's credibility is at an all-time low. You know, coming and making a very belligerent speech, particularly when you have nothing to show on the ground. Everybody looks at your marks card, and your marks card has zeros all over. So obviously you can't, make use of that and capitalize on that kind of a situation. So naturally, I think just because you make a very belligerent speech, which is very affirmative, very assertive, that is not going to, change the outlook of the people. You must remember that a great orator like Mr. Vajpayee was trounced in 2004. So Mr. Modi is not going to win an election merely by giving a phenomenal speech in parliament. That is not going to help. Ultimately, people are looking at real issues. And what are the real issues? The issues of jobs. And if somebody has said it in one way or another way or the third way, it doesn't matter. So long as this issue is highlighted, that there is a serious crisis insofar as the economy is concerned, there is an absolute serious crisis insofar as the job scene is concerned. Now, the Prime Minister says that, look, if I will only do some Surya Namaskar and then strengthen my back, but who says that he's going to be beaten on the back? Nobody said that, right? So ultimately, the point is that if he is serious, let him do something on the job front. Okay. Let him provide jobs. He's the one who promised jobs.
We've now heard you. We've heard the BJP also. I'm now going back to Mr. Sudhin Kulkarni. Mr. Kulkarni, people who closely monitor political developments and cover politics, journalists, all are taught in schools that politics is the art of perception. And if you have won the perception, then you have won the election, or you have won the hearts and minds, right? Deeds come second. Perception matters more. Do you think that in this perception battle, when it comes to this personal name calling, Congress has been losing this one battle to the BJP each time electorally in the world of perception building? 2014, 2017, 2019, 3 examples.
I do not agree that the politics is the art of perception. Politics is the practice of principles. The manner in which election campaign has been conducted for the Delhi Assembly is most unfortunate and also unfortunate in this particular debate that the BJP is defending the indefensible and the Congress is defending the indefensible.
Correct.
There can be absolutely no defense for the manner in which Rahul Gandhi spoke about Prime Minister. Similarly, there can be absolutely no defense for, the most frightening slogans raised by none other than a union minister. Desh ke gaddaron ko goli maro salon ko. What kind of language is this? Is it in conformity with the constitution, democracy, and no action has been taken against this minister? So therefore, it's a time of honest introspection for all political parties, but most of all by the two principal national parties, and even more so by the BJP, because the BJP has introduced the poison of communalism, of violence in this election. This does not absolve Rahul Gandhi of what he has said. He also has to correct himself, because these repeated mistakes on his part are not going to help the Congress party at all.
Electorally,
and
Mr. Kulkarni,
moreover,
electorally, do
it's
you
going
feel...
to lower the standard of political
that I get, but that has been happening for a while.
Which is highly unfortunate.
That has been happening for a while, but the BJP particularly has mastered this art. The art of using criticism to its advantage, turning it into a political opportunity. 2014, 2017, 2019, 3 examples. Do you think they'll be successful this time around as well? Or issues will take over?
No, you see, the BJP leaders have mastered the art of distracting people's attention from real issues. Unemployment is most certainly a serious issue on which neither the Prime Minister nor the Finance Minister has spoken in any convincing manner, and therefore Rahul Gandhi was right in raising this issue, but the manner in which he did it was wrong. But the BJP cannot fool the people again and again by raising issues that have little to do with the people's needs and aspirations, that have everything to do with the betrayal of the BJP's and the government's promises.
So playing victim is not going to work this time around, according to
communal divisive issues just for consolidating its own vote bank, which is most condemnable.
All right. Tehseen Poonawala, Mamta Kale, Sudhin Kulkarni, Deshat Nigam and Brijesh Kalapa. Many thanks for joining us on the 10 o'clock news. It's time for a short break at this moment. News continues on NDTV. Stay with us.